Hi everyone, and welcome back to the channel. And if you're new here, it's really good to have you with us. Welcome to the most complicated build I've ever done. I knew it was going to be bad when we looked in the box last week and saw how much plastic was, but really I wasn't expecting this. So here we go. As is my custom, here are the first bits out of the first sprue. Um, I'm not going to show you the whole build because it was just too complicated to film, but I'll take you through the key bits. The build starts with the steps, how you get in and out of the tram. So these are just the first bits off the sprue. The detail on this is absolutely fantastic, but it is just so complicated with bits going in over the top of other bits, and that sort of thing, and the tiny stuff. I've tried to do as much. Normally when I do mini art kit, I leave bits off that I can't be bothered with, but I've tried on this one to do everything. So I've been sticking wing nuts on, and it's been absolutely ridiculous. But there we go. So let's say this is just the first stage. You can see it's quite a simple 5 parts for each step, and obviously everything is done twice. There's the main floor. That's the underside of the floor, and you can see all the framework is just going on at this stage. I think the most frustrating thing is that everything is duplicated. So the whole tram is built in 2 halves. So you get to the end of one stage of a really complex sub-assembly, and then you have to do it all over again. And you always get that thing where the second one comes out better than the first as well. So yeah, I can't blame the kit. You know, it's a tram. You know, it drives from both ends, so therefore it's identical at both ends. So the easiest way to do it is in 2 separate halves and then bolt it together. So it makes sense. So it's just a really frustrating way of doing it. I can't blame the kit. The kit goes together really nicely. Loads of positive fits and that sort of thing. But it's just so time consuming. I thought I'd be able to knock this one out in a couple of days, but it's taken me nearly a week to get to painting. Anyway, there's half of the underneath of half of the floor. The other thing about this kit is the amount of cleaning up you have to do. Not because there's flash and bad moldings, but just because the way the parts are held within the sprue, obviously to protect them. But you can see on this part here, it's probably got 10 contact points to hold it onto the sprue. So there's an awful lot of sanding down of the little nubs, and some of the parts are really fiddly to do. But there you go. So that's 2 halves of the floor. Both should be sort of identical, and here they are going together. It's actually a really nice way of holding it together rather than just gluing along the seam. There are 2 structural parts that cross the gap, if you like, which do make it a really strong bond. You see, I'm just running around with some Tamiya extra thin, and just trying to get that to grab together. and then we can use that, say, just to bridge the gap to the other part. So again, just trying to get that to grip. It goes together really nicely. There are some tabs that go from one part into the other as well. And just again, timing extra thin around the joints. Just, yeah, grabs it and holds it together. This is one of the two control panels, one at each end of the tram. Just putting it together, and you can see the positive fit with the tabs that are provided. So it all goes together really well. And then the top just goes onto that, and again that gives it a bit more structure. And there's also a like a control plate that fits, and again just grabs it all and holds it really tightly. You see there the detail is superb. Even like the safety bracket to stop the right hand control moving. Here's the undercarriage. Again, a really complicated build with loads and loads of parts, but it all went together really nicely. And again, the level of detail in that is absolutely superb, down to the brakes and everything. Just trying to get those last bits to glue, and just making sure it's all lined up. You need quite a lot of patience, good pair of tweezers, just to get everything in the right place, and then it should go together just right. Now, I haven't shown everything in this build. I find it quite difficult to record stuff, and I find it difficult keeping my hands in the right place, to be honest with you. My mind is moving on to how on earth I paint this, which is why I've kept it all into sub-assemblies. To me, there are, I don't know, four bits. There's the wheels and the chassis. There's the under the floor, and then there's the interior, which is the floor, lots of woodwork, some metalwork, then I've got to assemble it all and paint the outside. Yeah. So here are all the sub-assemblies. There's the wheels. That's the inside of the roof. The floor and suspension. And then just the sheer number of small bits that go inside. The bench seats, they're going to have to be painted in wood. The walls, and then interior partitions, control panel. That's the end. That's the other end. And then just all these bits, and these are all going to have like wood grain texture. Doors, some of them are metal, some of them wood. Obviously I'm going to be painting it in the most difficult paint scheme that I can choose, because why wouldn't you? Somehow I've got to prime this. It's just a massive heap of plastic. Yeah. I think if you haven't already done so, I think you need to subscribe just to see how I cope with this. There you go. Drop me a like if you've liked this video. Drop me some hype points. And join me next time, I guess. Thanks ever so much for watching. And I'll see you very soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.